Oh no. This is so dense. This is so dense. All right, we're starting. Hyakujo's Fox, case 2, Mumonkan. This is how we're doing it. All right, we're gonna start. We're gonna start with the beginning. We're gonna begin at the beginning. All right. Hyakujo is given these sermons. We got to see through these dualities. All right. Hyakujo is given a series of sermons, and there's an old man who always follows the monks and listens with them. And when the monks leave, the old man also leaves. But one day he stays and he talks to him. Hyakujo asks about him, and the old man says he used to be a teacher, and he gave a weird answer to a question. Does the enlightened man fall under the yoke of causation? Is the enlightened man subject to karma? And the teacher, the old man, answered no. And since he did that, he was doomed, I tell you, to undergo 500 rebirths as a fox. So he was doomed to karma. And this old man is begging for help to release him from this karmic cycle. So Hyakujo tells him that when you're enlightened, you do not ignore causation. And that enlightened the guy. So what is happening here? What is happening is that Hyakujo is our guy, and Hyakujo is just a title given to the head monk of the person on this mountain. So Hyakujo, this is an actual historical person. I can't remember the guy's name, but it doesn't really matter. Hyakujo, and then there's an old man who said he used to be the teacher, the head monk of the mountain. So that means that this guy's name is also Hyakujo. So this is one of the very, very strong dualities that are pointed out here. Hyakujo is talking to himself. He's thinking about his old self. Essentially what is happening here is he's giving advice to people, and as he's giving the advice, he's remembering his past self, and he's remembering mistakes that he's made. He's thinking about past mistakes. So when he's giving a certain series of sermons, the old man comes. This is his memories of what he used to be, or memories of past mistakes that he's made. And usually when he's not giving the sermon, he doesn't think about it, but one day he is thinking about it, and he's talking to himself. So the problem, one of the thing that happened was a student asked him, is the enlightened man subject to karma? And he said, no, the enlightened man is not subject to karma. However, this is not quite right. He didn't say it in the right way. He didn't really quite think about it properly, I think. So when he said that the enlightened man is not subject to karma, he lied. Well, lied isn't quite the right word. He became a fox. So to become a fox means that he's a trickster. Fox in Chinese mythology or folklore, or whatever you want to call it, is a trickster. So he was being tricky. He gave a not very clear answer, and he became a fox in that sense. And he wants to forgive himself for this. So in order to forgive himself, he's thinking of a better way to conceptualize what this is, and he's teaching it to us right now. The better way to conceptualize it is that you do not ignore causation when you are enlightened. You do not ignore causation. So are you subject to it? Are you not subject to it? Well, you're not ignoring it. But so again, this is one of the dualities that we need to look beyond. When a person is enlightened, it's sort of thought of as they're not subject to karma. There's no past, there's no future, there's no qualities happening, so you are no longer suffering. All the things that caused your suffering disappear. There is no cause of suffering, there is no suffering. And this is sort of what it means to not be under the yoke of causation. You're enlightened. But so this is kind of strange, because the enlightened man is still, in this case, if you say the enlightened man is not subject to karma, that is too much of a strong answer. That is too definite. That is not quite rejecting the concept of it. It is, it's sort of rejecting the concept, but it's not getting the essence of what is happening when you're enlightened. When you're enlightened, from this perspective, you're not ignoring causation. You become causation. In the same way we've talked about in other ways, you kill the Buddha. This is not rejecting the Buddha, but it kind of sort of is rejecting the Buddha, but it's becoming the Buddha. You become the Buddha. You are the Buddha in the same way. You are karma. You don't ignore karma. You are karma. So there is still the process of karma. There is still the process of rebirth. In this case, what's happening, rebirth. However, it's not. It's tricky. It's tricky. So, but you don't ignore causation when you're enlightened. And a practical way that I like to think about this, which is kind of fun for me, I like to think about it in the way of, if there's a joke that is being said and you know it's a joke, are you affected by that joke? So let's say, for example, you have a playful relationship with your friends and you say mean things, nasty things, negative things, but it's all in the joking manner and everybody's having a good time. Nobody's actually hurt by it. Does that affect your relationship? Is the enlightened man subject to karma? So does it matter if I know that, oh boy, so I it's hard for me to give examples because I don't like to spread negativity because of this koan, because of the way that I think about this koan. So like, if you call like your partner an idiot or dumb, or if you do self-deprecating humor to yourself and you say, I'm so stupid or something like that, things of that nature, which I don't like to say, but if you say those sort of things, and you know it's just a joke, or even in my case right now, I know it's just something to teach you. I know I'm just talking about it. I don't actually mean these things. I'm really just quoting so that it's an illustrative, whatever. I'm just saying it in a quote. I'm not actually saying it, right? I'm enlightened in this sense. I am separated from the joke. Like, I know it's a joke. It's not real what I'm saying. Am I affected by it? When you know karma isn't real, are you affected by it? When you know all of this, the entire reality is mind-made, are you affected by it? Well, you're not affected by it, is the answer. You're not affected by it. You don't ignore it. You don't ignore it. And yeah, that's just something for me to understand. It'd be like if you say, again, self-deprecating humor, or if you say, imagine calling your kid nasty things or saying that they're a failure, even though they know it's a joke, everybody knows it's a joke, it's still going to affect them in some way. Or I like to think about it another way. If you say mean things to your bed before you go to sleep, will that affect how you sleep? If you say nice things to your bed before you go to sleep, will that affect how you sleep? And now I think that there is no spirit in the bed, but of course, doing that is giving the bed Buddha nature, but we're not going to go too deep into that. I know there's no spirit in my bed. I'm guessing that you know there's no spirit in your bed. But think about it. If you were to treat your bed nicely, would that affect the way you sleep? If you treat your bed mean in a negative way, would that affect how you sleep? If you're mean to your computer, does that affect how your computer works, or how you interact with your computer? Just because you are enlightened, you know that there's no spirit, you have the information to know that it isn't real. Are you affected by it? I feel like the obvious answer is yes, but of course, yes is too strong. You're not affected by it, is what we're saying here. That's what Hyakujo is saying, and that's what Hyakujo is telling himself. So, but this is how he forgives himself. He gave a wrong answer, and he's forgiving himself for what he did. So he is, once he sort of realizes that, he moves on in a certain way, and he killed the fox dies. But we're going to stop here because this is dense, and we'll be continuing on with this one in the next video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you think it's ridiculous, thumbs down. Comment down below any of the dualities that you see that I probably don't see, because there's a lot going on here. And subscribe for more content, because there's going to be a lot of this stuff, and it's a lot of fun to think about. So yeah, enjoy. Thanks for sticking around. Have a good one.